Before we get into the whole agreement that was announced last Sunday, the day before the third son of President Marcos, dun muna tayo sa reaction mo sa sinabi niya. Yung kanyang first standing ovation came after he said, basically a bunch of pronouncements on the West Philippine Sea. Hindi katang-isip ito, atin ito. Masaya ba kayo?
Well, I think, Ms. Sean, it's not just the Filipino people were really happy about the pronouncement of the president. The Philippine Coast Guard and the entire Armed Forces of the Philippines, and of course, all agencies that comprise the National Task Force, West Philippine Sea, are really happy about the statement of the president. But I think another consolation on our part is that the president, for the first time, because if you're going to look at the speeches of the president when he discussed about the West Philippine Sea, it is only basically has three main parts. The first one, we're not going to surrender a square inch of our territory, or we're not going to yield, or we're not going to waver. That has always been a part of the speech of the president. The second is, we're not going to be the reason of the tension. We are a peace-loving nation. So those kind of statements saying that we're not going to be the reason of the escalation. And then the third one is, we are peace-loving people. We want to settle the dispute peacefully. We can negotiate. So all of the speeches of the president are always mentioning those three parts. But for the State of the Nation address of the president during this time, he added two parts about the West Philippine Sea. The fourth part, I would say, is about the Transparency Initiative. He mentioned the importance of giving the right information to the Filipino people. As you know, since we started the Transparency Initiative, we have been mentioning that for us to be able to awaken the sense of patriotism of the Filipino people, you have to give them the right information. And this is the first time that the president has mentioned this. And then the last one is that he emphasized that our fight for the West Philippine Sea is not just limited for Marcos' legacy or for his administration until 2028. He mentioned in this State of the Nation address that our fight for the West Philippine Sea is for the next generation of Filipinos. And I think that's the most important part of the discussion of the president when it comes to the West Philippine Sea. Ordinary people can already relate that what we're fighting is actually for the future of our youth today.
Yes, I saw. Gretchen showed me a copy of your comic book that is meant to educate children, right?
Mga kwento ni Teacher June.
Yes, Teacher June, yes. So is that part of it? And do you think after the pronouncements of the president, which was, kumbaga, mas maraming detalye than he usually says and medyo off script from his usual, do you think this will, kumbaga, give birth to a new set of marching orders?
Well, I wouldn't say that it would bring a new set of marching orders because, as I said, the Transparency Initiative, since General Eduardo Año chaired the National Task Force West Philippine Sea as our National Security Advisor, he has already embarked the NTF-WPS in exposing Chinese aggressive action. The Transparency Initiative that we have been doing has been extended to the media engagements that we're doing. Even Jonathan Malaya also support the campus caravan. We visit different universities to explain to the youth about our fight for the West Philippine Sea, why it matters to them, why is it important. So those kind of things. And I think our engagement with the civil society is also another approach that we are looking into for us to create more awareness and for everybody to be united in our fight in the West Philippine Sea.
But a word that was also in that speech was quite contrary to the firmness of the president in not surrendering our territory. It was de-escalate. Can you put that into context for us? Was that a marching order from the president?
Was that policy? Can we take it to mean? Kasi correct us if we're wrong, no, Commodore, but he doesn't usually use the word de-escalation lightly, di ba?
But again, the word that he used, that we will de-escalate, is also falling on the second part of the usual speeches that he has been mentioning. That we're not going to increase the tension, that we are peace-loving nation, that we are not going to be provoked. So this is just synonymous with that kind of line.
Although ito, sa panahon na ito, inuna niya yung word na de-escalate. Ayun, sabi niya, we continuously find ways to de-escalate tensions in contested areas without compromising our position and principles. Before mentioning the other things that you mentioned, I mean, is that because of what happened recently in June 17? Is that the direction of the government now?
Well, I think it is an open book that the tension in the West Philippine Sea has tremendously increased in the past weeks. It's not just the Philippine government that recognized that the increasing tension in the West Philippine Sea. Even the United States and other allied countries has been mentioning that we need to do a lot of efforts for us to ease the tension in the West Philippine Sea. So probably you're correct. I think the president recognizes that as well.